Hello, so I just watched the first episode of season 3 of White Lotus, and unfortunately, I have not watched the first or second season of White Lotus. I've watched the first few episodes of White Lotus and then of season 1 and then got distracted and just never came back to it. Good news is it's kind of not super connected, so I can watch the third season without watching the first two seasons, which I'm glad for because again the cast looks really interesting. And I'm a little bit curious this time to see what happens, to be exact. So firstly, I really enjoyed the cast. Like, they have an amazing cast, all super talented. Lots of recognizable faces in there, including one surprise of that you see Lisa of Blackpink in there. She's doing great, but wasn't expecting to see her acting. But so far so good, Lisa. And then regarding some of the other characters, there's two families or groups that I'm interested in. One is the three girls or three ladies who are childhood friends since high school. And you can sort of see the cracks in that relationship now where one is really successful, another is also successful and beautiful, and then the third is not as successful and beautiful. And there's this even in the interactions you can sort of feel this kind of awkwardness that pops up here and there, where it's clear the third lady feels a little bit left out because the other two will be complimenting each other, oh, you look so good, tell me what your doctor does, what are you doing, you look so good, and then it's just that pause of oh yeah, you both look amazing, which just feels really disingenuous. This doesn't feel genuine at all, and you can feel that whether you're an audience member or you're her. And I think the reason I like it, or it's going to be close to home to me, is because I feel like I've been in that relationship on both sides. Actually, I feel like I've been part of a group of friends where I felt like the outsider or the afterthought, and even though I adored them and they liked me, we just didn't connect. So I was always kind of in a way left out, which is a painful experience. So I feel for the third girl, but I think I've been on the other side, unfortunately, where you are with a group of people that you might have known for a bit of time, and then time has created this distance or this gap, and without meaning to, it's harder to connect with this person. And so even though you're trying to reach out, it just kind of just feels awkward. And maybe it's them pulling away, maybe it's you pulling away, but you sense that distance and you don't know how to resolve for it. So I think I've unfortunately been on both sides of that situation. And I think honestly a lot of people have, which is why I think that a story will connect. But to see her burst into tears at the end as she watched two of her friends just continue chatting as if her absence meant nothing, really tugged at my heart's strings. The other family that I'm intrigued about is the family with the three children. Definitely super weird relationship between the kids for sure. At first I thought the daughter and the youngest son seemed awfully way too close, and then the fact that the youngest son was watching the older son go to the bathroom naked to jerk off was even more weird and uncomfortable. I don't know what's going on there. And the mother cap says it at the beginning, oh, we're just a normal family. That should have clued you in, if you weren't clued in already, that they are definitely not normal. And there's going to be some interesting developments there. Either way, it's definitely a nice mystery to find out who the shooter is, because to be honest, there's so many characters that have been introduced that could be in a tense spot and suddenly snap. But I also think they could twist it around and make it seem like someone who's has all their stuff together suddenly snaps and goes on a shooting spree. Either way, so far so good. It's an interesting first episode, a beautiful sort of sets and location, and an amazing cast. So what's not to like? I'll continue watching. Let me know if you're watching too.